Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be doing a easy DIY staircase gallery wall. You will notice that I have some clips inserted like the gallery wall is already done. That's because it is. I lost some of my files on my SD card, so we're not going to let the SD card win today. So I went ahead and inserted a clip of me reenacting what I did days ago. Of the lost footage. So it's pretty easy. Just repeat the steps all the way up the stairs. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So today you will need your picture frames, of course, your command strips if you do not want to use the nail kit, rubbing alcohol, but I do not have rubbing alcohol, so I used isopropyl alcohol and diluted it, a leveler, the nail kit, a tape measure, paper towels for the alcohol, a pencil, and painter's tape. And this is the layout that I did. You can use the inserts from the picture frames that you got as a layout. I would highly suggest that. It makes it very easy to map out where you want everything and kind of get an idea prior to you actually mounting it to the wall. If you do not have picture inserts, which I don't see why you wouldn't have those, I would suggest you can cut out a piece of paper, like you can take a ruler and cut it out. Here I am measuring from the floor about 51 inches from the floor. A lot of the research that I did, it said that you should go up 60 inches from the stairs, but I thought that this looks a little bit better considering the slant of our stairs. I measured each of the smaller frames 4 inches away from the big frames. So what you'll see me do here is after I remove the picture insert that I was using for a layout, I measure from there and I measure down from there and do 4 inches. And I also find the center of the picture frame to have it completely even. I decided to go up every 2 steps to put a large picture frame. You can decide however, whatever works for you. I thought that since we have 12 steps that it would look best if we did every other stair, and it worked out perfectly. Now before you press, if you are using command strips, I highly suggest that you use the leveler before you press onto the wall. Now I said this was going to be the lazy way, so I connected both of the command strips to the picture frame, and when I found the exact location I wanted it to be in, I just pressed it against the wall and it was there. Now I know typically you're supposed to wait for an hour prior to actually putting the frame up, but this worked out really well for me since I actually used command strips that were for heavier picture frames than what I actually used. Now if you don't do that, if you don't use command strips that are actually for picture frames that are heavier, I would suggest waiting the hour so that they get really sticky prior to you applying the frame. Again, going down the wall, make sure that you measure, and I think in for one of them I used the hanging command strips. Like, they weren't the actual strips, it was where you can hang the frames. I don't suggest that if you are like me and want to get this over quickly. It is a lot easier to just go ahead and use the command strips. But if not, you can measure halfway where the picture frame is supposed to hang, and you can kind of just hang it from there. Now for all of the picture frames going up, I did measure 7 inches diagonally. That is the method I used. I measured from the floor and then I measured diagonally, and I made little lines so that I could see like, hey, this is where it's supposed to possibly be. Don't forget to erase those lines before you hang it like I did and then struggle later. Now, it doesn't have to exactly be 7 inches. You will have to find out what measurement works for your staircase. I think that you should just measure it for consistency. So 7 inches is what worked for us. Also, do not forget to hold the leveler while you are trying to see if it is accurate. I dropped this leveler one too many times and freaked my husband out. So do not forget to hold on to it and then put it back as soon as you have it level and push down. If you are hanging, you probably won't have this problem. You might need to get the wall grips to make sure that it doesn't tilt one way or the other. Also, I do suggest adding the big frames first so you have an idea. You have a marker for where to measure the smaller frames around. Please don't forget to wipe down the area where you are going to mount the frame. Also, I highly suggest matching the command strips to the picture frame so that it doesn't stand out. Like there were a couple white ones that I just ran out and Walmart is closed earlier than usual, so I just wanted to hurry up and get this over with. I highly suggest learning from my mistakes. Go ahead and pick up a command strip that hopefully matches. I'm very happy with the results. It didn't take me that long. I can do it in a few hours, especially if you have a plan. Hopefully made it a little bit easier for you. You like this video. If you like how my gallery wall turned out, comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
You want to do the video? You want to do the video?
Pretty easy. So, you know, what was I gonna say? Shoot.